One take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lake. This is NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Brooklyn, New York. This is NBA One Take. June 7th, 2021. For me, it's 3 games. 1 2 days ago, didn't make a video, but that's gonna be a recap. And then last night's game is some other NBA news. The first game is the Brooklyn Nets is going against the Milwaukee Bucks in game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and people will feel like this is a powerhouse clash of the Titans in the East. Possibly people saying the 2 best teams are facing each other, and it definitely didn't disappoint. But the first thing was James Harden went out with a pulled hamstring, and it looks like he'll be out for game 2 as well. Steve Nash said he ain't gonna play the game 2. They're gonna be real cautious with this one because it's a hamstring, and he'll be evaluated day to day. But he'll be out for game 2. But going to the game, this is a good game, and the Nets did pull away in Brooklyn. Had people there, they was posting up. It was live out there on Atlantic. But they get the big win, and it's led by Kevin Durant. He had 29 and 10. He was playing well, efficient, and Kyrie Irving had 28 and 5. And 25 and 8 assists. And Joe Harris is lighting it up with 19. But the X factor was Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin out there, he had 18 and 14. He was looking like the Blake Griffin of old, the one that played for the Clippers all them years. He looked real good out there. And I think that was just one big X factor on why the Nets won this game. I mean, yeah, Giannis did his. He got 34 and 11. Brook Lopez had 19. Drew Holiday had 17, 9 and 6. Chris Middleton could have did a little more. He only had 13 points, but he had 13 rebounds. But it's a high-scoring game. But the Nets pulled it out at the end, and they get this big win. And we just gotta really see about this Harden injury, because that's the story. That's the key right there. They got the win, but Harden really needs to be in this series to give them any chance to win against the Bucks. Even though the other stars did step up, I don't think we're gonna get another game like that for Blake Griffin, and the Bucks is too good of a team to allow stuff like that to happen. It won't. So we have to really be keen on this James Harden situation to see if he come back from injury. And the next game is the game 7, the Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. Each team won on the other's home court, but in this game, the Clippers get the victory and they move on to the next round. Kawhi Leonard, 28 and 10. Was really efficient, missed 5 shots. Really took it upon himself, you know, to make sure that these guys get the victory. Marcus Morris was really key, hitting big shots, scoring. Paul George had 22 and 10, but shot real bad. But he was doing other little things to try to help this team. But the other X factor on this team was Terrence Mann off the bench. He provided lots of energy, playing great, and his energy don't show up on the box. Don't show up on the box score. He had 13 points, but he was really out there. He was an X factor for the Clippers in getting them the win. Luka Doncic, 46. I need to say more. Luka Doncic had 46 points. You know, Dorian Finney-Smith had 18, 10 rebounds. Porzingis 16 and 11. We're gonna talk about him a little bit. And Boban in his second start again, he had 14 and 10, was a real factor out there as well. Luka Doncic did as much as a guy could do. And I'm not even talking about points, assists, point he had assists is 77, broke some kind. I don't care about that. We talking about that game itself. Luka Doncic had a game of his life and came up short. Because those games that he played like that, they won. Now they're taking the W and loss. Now, there's an issue with Kristaps Porzingis. He's talking about he don't like his role on the team, or throw something out there. Is somewhat of a Doncic is a very ball dominant player, and Kristaps Porzingis is not getting enough touches. That is somewhat true, but I understand. Your injury history is also something people got to be worried about, because your availability during the regular season can also be a problem with chemistry with another star player. So I understand what they're saying with Porzingis. He does make max money, but he got to understand, look, they play the system and everyone fits their role except for you. And the main reason you don't fit your role is because your availability. You're always injured, in and out the lineups. So you got to work your way back. It's always something. So it's really hard for them to incorporate you when your availability is not there. And the last game is the Atlanta Hawks go into 76ers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Atlanta get the win, man. Trae Young, dynamic, dynamo, ice Trae. Cold brother. He had 35 and 10. They couldn't stop the floaters. He was just in there dissecting Philadelphia's defense. Questionable, very questionable defensive tactic by Doc Rivers. We thinking that he would change up a little bit from what Tom Thibodeau was doing, but he let it happen, and he paid for it. And Bogdanovich, he lit it up. He had 21, and a real efficient game from one John Collins, and he had 21 as well. Joel Embiid played this game. So when you hear like they lost, you thinking, oh, Embiid is outplayed. He had 39 and 9. Looked unstoppable. Seth Curry had 21. Ben Simmons, 17 and 10. And he shot 7 for 7 from the field. They didn't miss a shot. And Tobias Harris had 21 and 10. Some people say, well, what's the problem? Problem is how you limit certain guys from getting theirs. And Philadelphia didn't do that. You know, they did that with Westbrook at times, and sometimes, you know, had issues and try to do that with Beal. You have to try to do this with Trae Young. He don't need 30, but he needs 20. And try to get him under 10 or so assists. You see where I'm going with that? That's what they need to do. If you don't address that, then you're gonna have problems. And Danny Green can't guard him. So don't even attempt to even do that. I don't care how long his arms is, he won't do it. Herky jerk, stop and go will always throw him off. All he would have to do is a herky jerk, stop and go. And Danny Green knees is always gonna buckle. So they gotta figure it out. Now Terry Stotts is gonna be out as a head coach of Portland. He's been there for 10 years. And he's a real good coach, but I think the time has come for them to part ways with him. And I thought 2 years ago they should have done that, but they finally did it. And now Stotts is out, and they're looking for some good coaches. The crazy thing, Jason Kidd was one of them, but then Damian Lillard publicly endorsed Jason Kidd, and Jason Kidd had to let them know he's withdrawing his name for the head coaching consideration after feeling uncomfortable that Dame put him out there to be the head coach. And I just said that you kind of don't want to do it, and I don't think that's a job for Jason Kidd. You know, Jason Kidd needs like one of these jobs, like a Philadelphia, something like a Milwaukee, a contender team, or a fringe contender. I won't even say the Pacers, but a contending team. I see that's good of a coach, no matter what people think of him. He's that good. So he did that, and Steve Clifford, another coach I respect, he's out as Orlando Magic coach because he said he's not going to do another rebuilding process. Well, that's kind of laughable because to me, Orlando's always been rebuilding since Dwight Howard. You constantly be getting rebuilding, getting draft picks, flaming out on draft picks, bad signings. It's been a lot for Orlando for the past 10 years. Steve Clifford has done the best he could, get this team into the playoffs, but they've never been in some real contention. So him, leaving is a good thing. I think it's a good thing on both parties. Let them start to whatever they're trying to do, and we'll see. This is Pretty Boy Lakers NBA Onetake, and I'm out.